Welcome to Dream Chasers Radio, where we are always daring to be different. Get ready to be inspired. Let's get moving toward our goals. And here to make that happen is our host, Yaya Diamond. We are daring. We are always daring here at Dream Chasers Radio. This is Yaya, your host, and I am excited about today. I have so many wonderful guests on. It's just a blessing. I tell you that much to be here again. You're listening to me right now on Bomb Baby Radio in New York City. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're also listening to WKDW 97.5 FM in Northport, Florida, Real Community Radio. And I am telling you, Dream Chasers Radio has gone leaps and bounds, and I'm enjoying the ride. I tell you, I'm enjoying it. It's nothing short of a miracle that we're still here and we're still kicking it, and I'm still CEO, babe. That's how that works. And you know, if you have a dream, you go after it and you get it. And you become a dream chaser like me. You know, Dream Chasers Radio is thankful for everyone that calls in. And today, my first guest is the authors and publishers, Dave and Roz Bennerman. Welcome to the show.
All right. Thanks for having us, Yaya.
Hey. No problem. No problem. So you guys, you have a book out. Tell us about the book and you know, about writing the book, your intentions and all that, you know, all that stuff. I mean, a book is hard to write within itself, but this kind of book, okay. Yeah, we want to know about this.
All right, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, my wife and I tell you what, we've known each other close to about 30 years. And we went through 8 years, we were married 8 years the first time around, then 10 years divorce, and then we got remarried 9 years, going on 9 years. And so we actually shared the book from my perspective and from her perspective. And so we talked about some of the challenges that married people go through. Okay? So we talk about that. You know, so he said, she said. That's the name of the title. He said and she said. So I'm going to give my side of the story, and then Rob is going to share her side of the story.
Oh, my goodness.
So we had a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and
it sounds like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was challenging, you know, but we had a lot of fun and really bringing it to really encourage marriages, because we've had encounters with so many people who are, you know, intrigued with our story. So we wanted to share it and go a little bit more global with it. Yeah.
Wow. Now I want to get. You said, and I'm trying to make sure I understood this correctly, that you guys were married, then divorced, and then married again.
That's right.
I heard that correctly, right?
No, you heard that right, y'all. We was married the first time around. We was married the first time around. We must have got married, we was about maybe 19 or 20. Okay, so it was 8 years. And I tell you what, just being immature and getting caught up on some foolish stuff, and then also, you know, getting to know each other. And I think that's what it is, because, you know, we didn't give it a chance for us to find out exactly what, you know, what's going on in my wife's life. Like, well, who is she? I want to know who is she, and she wanted to know who am I. And, you know, one thing about life is going to slap you upside the head, whether you like it or not. And so life slapped me upside the head a couple of times, and I just left. so
I hear that.
So you know, because it only took like one time. But what I'm saying is, so many people are abandoning their marriages. So I suggest, you know, when a person makes a vow, you know, you're making that vow to God, okay, and then that individual, that other person that you're marrying. So it's very important that they understand exactly what a marriage is. It takes hard work and sacrifice. You know, so it's not like this Disney World. Most people think that marriage is like a Disney World. You have that honeymoon experience, and then after that, that's that's the way it is always going to be, and that's not the case. So Roz and I, we just share, and he said, she said, we talk about the toilet paper, leaving the toilet seat up, no toilet paper. I mean, what side of the bed that you're going to be on. We talk about that stuff in the book.
Mhm. Wow. Now you were saying how it's hard, and everything. But what was the hardest part of writing the book, per se? Because now you got two different people in the mix.
Yeah, and where that came into play, I mean, the hard part came into really going back to our beginning and how things developed between us. And just the fact of us going through those trials and the divorce and the things that we went through, the struggles, the challenges, and being upset with each other, angry with each other, not even wanting to be in the same room with each other.
With you.
So, remembering those things, it brought back a lot of memories, but because of the forgiveness that we have for each other, it turned into, it was a little easier for us to write it, to be able to share that. Because I believe once someone is free from, the unforgiveness of being, not forgiving the other person, then you're free to be able to write and to share your experience to help someone else out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And another thing too, y'all, is not feel you're not threatened. And I just truly believe when you're not threatened, when you know who you are, and I think it's very important that you must know who you are. And once because most marriages and just most people in general, they have an identity crisis. They don't know exactly who they are. They have no idea. So for us to collaborate on this book, and we actually had to put some time together due to my schedule, due to my wife's schedule, and just come together and say, hey, you know what? This thing is bigger than us. Okay, we trying to reach a world out there, and we realize that not everybody is going to receive us. We realize that, but there's somebody out there that might be listening right now that's thinking about walking out on that marriage. And I would just recommend that they would first seek counseling. Get counseling first, okay? And because you got to know is the marriage worth it? I mean, if you've been with the person for years, that's an investment right there. So you want to really get some wise counsel, some advice, and seek a mentor or a pastor or somebody, okay? That that's not intimidated by you.
You're right.
And not tell me.
You're right, and it is hard.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is hard. And I want the listeners, those that are listening, to let them know, yes, it's hard. So that means that you're going to be careful who you select to be in your life, because it's challenging and it is hard, but you can do it.
Right. I mean, you've proven that you can do it by getting back together the way you guys did. That is, to me, that is amazing. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not the kind of person that would even think that would even happen, because that's kind of like out of a storybook. I don't like you anymore. I want a divorce. I'm out of here. See y'all. And then you go, oh, it's just a mistake. I love you. I want you back. It's like, okay. It's like a whirlwind. But it's like, it's an emotional roller coaster is what it is, So, I mean, what did you guys do for fun when to get yourselves back together in that? I mean, how did you guys work that out?
Well,
I'll let you answer that one, Rob.
It was a point of forgiveness, and like my husband said, understanding who you are as a person, really getting to know who you are. We were young, not using that as an excuse, but we were young. We didn't experience a lot in life.
You know what?
And we kind of jumped into the marriage, not realizing all the work that it would take throughout the marriage. But as we came together, again, you know, we really sought to things within each other to really understand where I tried to understand where my husband was going. What was his vision on his life? You know, the things that he looked forward to, just like he did the same with me, to really see the treasures within, just like I did with him. So, you know, as we started exploring, really communicating with each other, we realized there was so much that was still there that, you know, that we neglected in our first marriage.
Also, I thank God for Luther Vandross.
Yeah,
Luther Vandross is because let me tell you, my son got here.
Luther knows. Now Luther knows. He knows. He knew. Him and the man, the guy with the deep voice. I can't ever remember his name, but boy, you put his album on, it was over. There you go.
Oh yeah. We thank God for Barry White, Teddy Pendergrass, and Luther Vandross. Well, you heard my wife. She said, "Look, in that party, she's going real old school now."
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay, so I have, there's so many questions, but you guys have so much to offer as people who have done what you've done. You've been together young, you separated and got a divorce, and then you got back together, understanding that, you know, the love that you had, it just was a misunderstanding. It wasn't a great communication. Maybe it was a breakdown of communication.
That's exactly.
That was exactly it. Communication is the key. I tell you what, that was huge for us, because when you cut off the communication line, I know I'm speaking for the fellas out there, and for us fellas, it's dangerous for us not to have any type of communication, because we get bored. Boredom is very dangerous for a brother. Okay, because when we get bored, we go and look somewhere else, like alcohol, drugs, sex. You know, we look for another outlet. So it's very important for us men. You know, we need communication. Now, it could be on the other end too. There's women out there that need communication, and so I think it was just a matter of us spending time with each other and understanding each other. Because I put on the front when we got married, and I'm sure she did too. And so, you know, we ain't show the real deal. The real deal don't come out there like after 3 months.
Joe, tell me about it.
That's the
honeymoon
real
period, they call that.
Come on, thank you. But you know what? I look at it like this. You know what love is? Love is, you got to share tic-tac. That's real love. That's real love. Y'all, that's real love if you got to split a tic-tac together. That's real love.
Oh, child. Oh, you splitting tic-tacs.
Come on now. That's real. That's real love.
I always say, I know that's right. I always say that real love is, baby, come here, and then you say, here. Here, take this. Use it. I love you. Here. That right there, that's real love right there. Oh my gosh, y'all done did it to me. Anyway, all right, so you guys have so much to offer, and it's so wonderful to see that you were able to overcome. And you know what? The biggest thing I think to overcome in a situation like yours, and this is just me thinking, it's probably not true, but ego.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
A lot. Big
Absolutely.
Big time. There was a lot of that.
Wow.
Pride. Yeah.
But we knew it was something bigger. You know, we knew it, you know, our ego, but yet and still what we truly wanted in our lives. and really to understand, you know, what God has for us. So the ego, we had to sweep the ego aside, you know. The ego wasn't going to get us to where we needed to get to.
Right. And that is a big problem a lot of times. Yeah.
Exactly.
It is a big problem. I've seen it in myself, you know, as much as I don't want to see it in myself, as much as I try not to be egotistical, it doesn't always work. You know, but you know, like you said, sometimes you just have to kind of say no. That's not going to be, you know, the best thing for us. We need to think a little bit deeper and a little bit more compassionately about each other. Now, you guys have the book out. What is the name of the book?
He Said, She Said. Marriage, divorce, and restoration.
You guys are awesome. Sorry, I just felt that. It was all up in there. but sorry. But definitely. Huh? What was that?
What was that? No.
Okay. No, definitely you guys have what other people need. And, you know, and that's a big plus when it comes to being authors and being so instrumental. You guys could be so instrumental to other people in the fact that they may be going through what you're going through, and it's a premature separation, premature divorce, breakdown of communications. They still love each other. They, you know, so this book is instrumental in helping, possibly helping so many people get back together again. How many projects do you guys have in the future that you want to both do together and separately?
Wow.
Well, actually, we're working on some marriage workshops right now.
Awesome.
And that's what we're looking to release our first one before the end of the year. And it's going to be an intimate setting where we're going to actually have lots of fun. It's not going to be the traditional where we just come and sit and listen. We're actually going to have the married couple engage, have fun, and really discover new things about each other that they may never have known before. So we're going to have lots of fun.
Wow. That is. I mean, I couldn't put a price on that, because that to me is like, okay, that right there is priceless. It's priceless. Wow. You know me, I've been with my husband since 1989, married since 1991. I have kids, and my son, he's older. I had him very young. He's got kids. So I'm a grandmama.
All right.
Young grandmama, but I'm a grandmama. But I mean, you know, to me, if I love my husband, so if something should happen to come in between us, something so, you know, like a breakdown of communication, this would be a perfect thing to go to. When are you guys think you're gonna be putting this together?
Well, we looking to put this together. This will be put together. I'm probably thinking around between late October, early November. All right, before Thanksgiving. Yeah, we're looking to have that.
You guys got to let me know what date that is, so that we can definitely, you know, advertise it for you, because I mean, it's just so many young people get, you know, they get what they call hitched, and then they get divorced within like 60 days.
Right.
Thinking that marriage is easy, you know, it's you know, you get married, same person, you know, but it's not. It's not. Exactly. It's not easy.
Exactly. And so this book here is not only for people that are married, Yaya, but also for those that are looking to get married. You know, so for those that are single, but you know they're looking to find that true love, then we talk about that. We talk about that. Right. So they'll be tremendously blessed by it.
And how can listeners learn more about both of you?
Okay. Well, we have a website, igniteyourvisionnow.com. Okay, they can get hold of us there. And then also my wife and I also have a publishing company called ignitepubservices.com. So if there's anyone out there that got placed in their heart as far as putting a book out, we can help that individual with that.
Exactly. And we're on Facebook, of course, on Facebook.
We're on Facebook.
And we're under Ignite Your Vision now. And we have a YouTube channel as well. So we're on social media, Instagram, Twitter. We're actually, reaching out to people, encouraging those who may be going through some challenging times in their marriage, also giving out a lot of tips on publishing their own book and really encouraging people to put their story out there. And just like you said earlier, our story, hopefully will encourage and help someone else out, and which we've done marriage conferences as well. We encountered so many other couples that we continue to support throughout their time together as well. So
yes.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never heard. I haven't really said. I've heard of, but I don't think I've ever spoken to some people that have, had the I don't know, what do you call it when you get divorced and then get remarried again? Is there a name for it? Because there should be a name for that. Reconciliation. Yeah, right? We gotta tag that. I don't know. We gotta tag that. Goodness, you guys gotta write like a movie or a book about that, because that just sounds interesting. I mean, if you did, who would play you? Oh goodness.
Well, somebody play me, because I'm kind of silly like that. Will Smith would be perfect for my role. He'd be perfect.
Yeah, he would be. He's a nice dude too. He's a really nice guy. Wow. And you?
I would say Holly Berry. Berry. She's great.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think about Holly Berry. I just he over there like, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. You guys are awesome. I tell you, what an inspiration you both are. And thank you so much for, being on the show. Again, I will post this up and make sure that we get you guys and then post the link up and put you all over the place. But you got to let us know when you're doing this retreat or, this class or whatever you're doing, because it can help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We will definitely be reaching out to you again.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. You have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It's not even, we need to do this.
Yeah, it's not about, I love it because it becomes not about us, but it becomes about, who we can help and what we can do for others. And that's essential because it's a legacy. You have to leave it. Can't take it with you.
There you go. You just said it. You just said the key word right there, Yaya. Leave it a legacy. Yeah. Exactly. Because we got to the point where enough is enough. We tired of our homes being broken and marriages being destroyed over silly stuff. So that was the reason why my wife and I just collaborated and said, look, let's go ahead and do this. This is what God wants us to do. We're going to go ahead and do it. And now we see it come to pass.
Exactly.
Well, again, thank you so much for both being on the show.
Thank you so much, Yaya.
And sharing. Oh my gosh, what a story! What a story, you guys. Oh wow. Thank you so much. Wow. I had a great time. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's going to be.
Thank you.
We enjoyed it, Yaya. Thank you so much. You're blessed.
You're the blessing as well. I tell you, you're more of a blessing than I am at this moment because I'm still trying to fathom how all that happened. That together in my head, I can't do that. Child, honey, what?
Yeah, and so when they go to our website. When they go to our website, Yaya, to ignite your business, we also got another book that we came out earlier this year called Get Fired Up About Your Life. Because if you don't, who will? So that's a fireball right there. So.
Well, see, that's the thing. You guys have so much to offer, and people can really relate to where you're coming from on both ends, and we all need to be very well educated when it comes to other people, and especially men and women. We kind of like don't understand each other most of the time anyway, so it'd be kind of good to get some help. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yaya. Thank you.
All right, you guys, you keep in touch and let us know when that thing is going down.
Okay, will do.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Yaya.
Yeah.
All right.
Now.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
It's a lovely thing to see this, but I've heard of it. I have heard of it where people get together very young and they think they made the mistake, but then they kind of stay in each other's lives and realize it wasn't a mistake, it was just a misunderstanding, and get back together again. I've heard the stories about it, but this is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the very first time I've ever been involved in a conversation with two people who did what they did. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wow. And so here we are. You're just going to have to tune in, get the book, do whatever you got to do to read it. If you're not married, obviously, you're going to need to read it because then you're going to have one up on everybody who, who's never heard of these things, because it does happen where people still love each other and they're, and they realize that, what are we doing separate here? And if you can get your ego under control, then, you might have a shot. Well, here we are. We're getting ready to have John Luongo on the show. Now, John Luongo, I have to tell you about him. John Luongo has worked with Elf Records, Rage Records, Epic, Columbia, A&M, I can keep going, TK Disco, Blue Sky, Capitol Records. This gentleman has 626 credits of just disco. He's worked with CBS, Pavilion. He's worked with all kinds of people. He is a legendary disco soul producer, remixer, DJ, and technician. We're going to be having him on the show. I absolutely love it when we have iconic people on the show. But I love it when we have people that are like you and I, just regular people, and that's what John Luongo was. Now, we did have Rick Giannatos on the show, and he said that the reason that he got where he was one night, one of the DJs got kind of high and passed out, and they needed a DJ, and he just happened to be there. So, I mean, you never know where your start's going to be. You never know how it's going to happen, and being at the right place at the right time can be very good for your career. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere. Here we are. We're daring to be different right here at Dream Chasers Radio.